What's up guys, welcome back to another F123 My Team Career Mode video. This is episode number 4 today for the Monaco Grand Prix. Really one of my favourite tracks, but to do laps around, but not really races, because it does get a bit boring with a lack of actual racing. But anyway, if you did miss the last one at Imola, go check that one out. It was a painful race for us. We couldn't really get any momentum in the car or the track. I mean, it's not one of my favourite tracks. We are going to repurchase a front downforce upgrade which failed in the last episode, and also purchase our first tyre wear upgrade which will go on for Canada. So yeah, this car is slowly improving. We are now the worst chassis on the grid thanks to our upgrades failing, so we are going to purchase another chassis upgrade. But into the race weekend, we see we are still only ahead of AlphaTauri, but we are closer to Alfa Romeo than AlphaTauri now. So the rise is coming. We are pretty much level with Alfa Romeo, so hopefully we can put performances up like them and leave AlphaTauri for dust. Our teammate our rival Daniel Ricciardo is in Alfa Romeo, so it's also a team rivalry as well as a almost player rivalry. But we go into the qualifying for the Monaco Grand Prix, the most important qualifying of the year, probably, unless we're counting Abu Dhabi qualifying or something. But we are going to see if we can get into Q2. Again, we are going to hope, but it's one of those things where we can't guarantee. I think Jeddah was a bit of a fluke. It was a bit more realistic, Imola. But I think we should go better around here today than we do at Imola. I have struggled with Monaco in the past, but on this game I haven't really. If you've watched T Play Career, I absolutely smoked Miles in season 1, and he ended up in the wall. So, and I didn't. Actually, kind of did, but anyway. Hopefully, we will be qualifying pretty high, but we had a component issue. I don't know if you were seeing that on screen. We didn't change our practice engine, and it will only allow us one lap at the end of the session. So we're relying on pretty much a one-shot quali lap. And as we get down to the hairpin, we lock up, and that is basically the end of our qualifying. So we're going to be starting from the last position. I mean, it does allow us to take a new set of engine, but we're going to be starting from last for the Monaco Grand Prix.
A proper road race, and in the true meaning of the word. That's how Mr. Monaco, the late great Graham Hill, once described this iconic event. The cars we drive have come a long way in the intervening half-century, but still we race on those same public roads beside the Mediterranean. There's no victory more coveted than that of the Monaco Grand Prix. The prestigious Circuit de Monaco, then, is not all that dissimilar today to the layout that made its debut almost a century ago. It's 2 miles and 19 corners through the streets of Monte Carlo. And although the average lap speed of around 93 miles per hour is the lowest of the season, the tiny margins for error make it the natural habitat of the safety car. Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, and it's Charles Leclerc in P2. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Russell, Sainz, Perez, Oscar Piastri, Norris, Fernando Alonso, Stroll, Albon, Joe, Magnussen, Hülkenberg, Ricciardo, Ocon, Verstappen, Gasly, Sargent, Lawson, Sonoda, and the owner-driver rounds off the grid. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out then. Let's see who can prevail today. Anthony Davidson joins me once again in the commentary box. Ant, it's fantastic to have you with us here, but I'm curious, as a man with experience out on the track, how do you stop those pre-race nerves from becoming overwhelming when you're lining up on the grid?
Well, I imagine they'll be starting to feel the adrenaline as they anticipate the run down into turn one, a bit like preparing to go into battle. The unknown situation will bring nerves, but that's a good thing. It will keep them focused on the moment and on their surroundings as we build towards the start of the Grand Prix.
So we did take full engine penalties, and we are going to be trying to undercut everyone today, because I think hard medium is probably the better strategy, but we're going for the undercut to get track position and hopefully hold everyone behind, because it is Monaco, it's an easy track to do it. I think that's the only way we'll actually get anywhere in this race. A lot of people on the hard tyres, so we can hopefully get there, but you are sure surprised if you watched that cutscene, because Max Verstappen is in P16 and Lewis Hamilton's on pole position, so absolute stinker for Max, but we're going to get the formation up underway. That is really surprising, to be honest, because Max Verstappen, he's looked untouchable in the last couple of races, but now here he is starting from last place. Well, not last place, but very near the back, so it's us that will be starting from last place, but he made it into, I think he got knocked out in Q1, and just because of engine penalty from Tsunoda, it looks like he made Q2, but we're going to line up for the Monaco Grand Prix, a big race in the calendar. Lights out and away we go. It's a good start for Tsunoda compared to Valtteri Bottas, both of them on the hard tyres. We're going to try and get past, but we are blocked off by them going side by side, not really anything we could do, and we're going to try and cut towards for the switchback, but again creating an absolute roadblock going side by side. We can't get past in any way possible. Try and go around the outside of both of them, and literally no overtaking we can do because they are just going side by side. But then we get the double send around the outside. We almost hit Bottas, and we do actually get the double move done almost, but it's an absolute car park, lap one hairpin, it always is, and we're going side by side with Bottas through it, which is never a good idea. He pushes us wide a bit, there's a lot of contact, surprised no damage, but we do get around the outside, but we have lost a lot of time to our teammate. And this is a replay of the start from the front of the field. It was a good getaway for Hamilton, gets the lead into turn one, maintains it. It's Sainz and Russell side by side. Who gets the best of it? Looks like Carlo Sainz has, and that is a good start for Lewis Hamilton to deny Charles Leclerc the lead of the race at his home Grand Prix, which is very good from Lewis Hamilton, who has won this Grand Prix in the past. He's won every Grand Prix in the past, let's be honest. But we are going to try and get around the outside of our teammate, who actually places his car pretty well in defence. And I feel like we have more pace than Lawson if we check for damage. But I don't think we can actually do anything about it, because Liam Lawson is actually defending pretty well without losing time. We're all limited to Logan Sargent's pace because we can't get past, and we are once again trying to get past Liam Lawson, but we're quick in the wrong areas, and it's a very tough track to overtake at. Again, here we are trying to go around on Lawson, but we just can't do it. I think we have enough pace to probably be up there in like P13, P14 at the moment, but we're stuck in P20 because we can't overtake our teammate, which is like agonisingly painful. I don't know if you've ever been in this position before, but it is so irritating because you just want to dive for him, but it's not worth the risk on your teammate. And we're still behind him on lap 17 when the pit window opens. Unbelievable. We're going to box now to undercut, but that was always our plan, but we've been held up unbelievably. I think we could be P16 by now if this was a normal track and not bloody Monaco where you can't overtake. But we are going into the pits now with very worn tyres actually, but here we go to get the undercut, and no one else has boxed. We're the first people on the whole grid to box, so we should get an unbelievable undercut on everyone else, which is perfect, but that was our plan. So we should overtake our teammate and potentially Sargent and a couple of others, but when we are actually out of everyone's had their pit stops, you won't believe this, we're in P13. Now we're on the hards and everyone around us was on the mediums, so this isn't going to be as easy as you'd think, but Joe Guan Yu now is going for the move on the outside of us. We're going to be side by side heading into the hairpin. He cuts the curb a little bit, pushes us wide, and now we're side by side with Esteban Ocon. We have to just snap in behind, and on lap 31 we hit the wall. So through all this, I don't know how we didn't get damaged. We hit the wall so hard at swimming pool, but through all of this we're down to P17. And part of the reason we were so slow is we've had to do some fuel saving. I'm not sure if you saw, but at one point the fuel was red, and we are getting lapped now, I think. Yeah, by Lewis Hamilton, I think that is. Yeah, he is still leading the race. And Charles Leclerc is now lapping us, so we are only going to have 38 laps of this Monaco Grand Prix. And at the end of it, very boring race. Not a single overtake, really. That was incredibly boring. That was unreal.
And talk to me. It was that sealed the win for them.
I feel like consistency was probably the key today. There's being quick, and then there's being quick lap after lap after lap. If you can do that, you can capitalise on other people's errors without making many of your own. And that's an approach that can push you a long way up the field.
And I can see the drivers starting to approach the podium for the victory celebrations. A real team victory today. Everybody played their part. Congratulations then to Mercedes, your race winners.
So there you have it, boys, and that's the end of our race. Two pretty boring episodes in a row. I'm not even sure if I tell you to check out the last episode at the start of the next one, to be honest. What, one overtake maybe? I don't actually think there was. Oh yeah, there was. Zhou Guan Yu on us. But that was pretty much it after lap 1. But yeah. Verstappen doesn't get points today, which is lovely for us. And our teammate P19 is better than in the past. I've had teammates which just get P22 after P22 in this car, but that's pretty good from Liam Lawson. He's had a good season so far. But anyway, if you did enjoy it, even though it was incredibly boring, check out that subscribe button so you don't miss the next one, and I'll see you guys there.